I've been sitting with this one for a while because there's something that happens between a man and a woman, something quiet, something almost invisible that changes everything. It's not the big moments, it's not the grand gestures or the expensive gifts or the dramatic declarations. It's something much smaller than that, and yet it hits a man in a place he can't even fully explain. Most people realize this too late. They spend years wondering why the relationship felt cold, why the emotional distance kept growing, why he seemed present in the room but absent in the relationship. And the answer, almost always, has nothing to do with chemistry or compatibility or timing. It has everything to do with these small, deeply human gestures that most people never think about. Gestures that speak directly to something ancient in a man's psychology, something he was never taught to name but always felt. So if you're a woman watching this, or a man trying to understand what moves him more than he lets on, stay with me. Because what I'm about to share comes not from a textbook, but from watching real people, real relationships, real heartbreak, and real love over more years than I'd like to count. The first gesture is one of the simplest and somehow the rarest. It's when a woman looks at a man, really looks at him. Not at his phone, not past him at something more interesting, but directly at him, with soft eyes and genuine attention. Modern relationships are emotionally exhausting because everyone is half present, half here, half somewhere else, half talking, half scrolling. And when a woman stops all of that and gives a man her full, unhurried attention, something shifts in him. It's like oxygen entering a room that's been closed too long. He feels seen, and being seen, truly seen, is one of the most powerful emotional experiences a human being can have. Most men will never admit this out loud, but they feel it deeply. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you gave someone your full presence? Not your phone in hand, half listening presence, your real presence. Because that kind of attention is a form of love that very few people offer anymore. And the man who receives it from the right woman, he doesn't forget it. The second gesture is something I call the quiet reach. It's when she reaches for his hand, not because she's scared or needs something, but simply because she wants to be close to him. In the middle of a walk, during a movie, in a quiet moment when nothing is happening, that small, unprompted touch carries an enormous message. It says, I choose to be near you, not because I need you right now, but because being next to you feels like home. A person who truly loves you will never let you feel like a stranger in your own relationship. And that small reach, that simple physical reminder of connection, is one of the most emotionally grounding things a man can experience. It costs nothing. It means everything. Now, the third one is where things get a little deeper. It's when a woman laughs at something he says, genuinely laughs, not a polite smile, not a courteous chuckle, but a real, unguarded, joyful laugh. You might wonder what that has to do with love. But here's the truth about men that most people miss. A man's humor is often connected to his confidence, and his confidence is often connected to how safe he feels with the person in front of him. Fake love often feels real in the beginning because people perform happiness. They laugh at the right times, say the right things, mirror your energy with careful precision. But over time, performance is exhausting, and you start to feel it. That hollow quality to the laughter, the slightly delayed reaction, the smile that doesn't quite reach the eyes. But when a woman laughs with a man in a way that's completely unguarded, when she gives him that moment, he feels like he can breathe, like he doesn't have to perform either, like they are just two real people being real together. That ease is more attractive than almost anything else. The fourth gesture is one that most men will never ask for, but carry with them for years when they receive it. It's when she defends him. Not in a dramatic or aggressive way, but when someone says something dismissive about him. Maybe it's a small comment, maybe it's a moment in a group conversation, and she quietly but firmly speaks up. She doesn't make a scene. She doesn't start a conflict. She just lets it be known that she respects this man, that she's on his side, that she sees his worth even when others don't. Many good men ignore this red flag. The partner who stays silent when others diminish them, who laughs along with the jokes at their expense, who never quite stands in their corner when it costs something. That silence communicates a painful truth about where you stand. But the woman who defends her man with quiet dignity, she earns a loyalty that goes bone deep, Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a relationship where you felt like you were always on your own even though you weren't alone? Where you constantly had to defend yourself while the person who was supposed to be your partner just watched? That kind of loneliness is one of the most painful things a person can feel. And its opposite, that feeling of someone truly having your back, is one of the most healing. The fifth gesture is deeply tied to how men experience emotional safety. It's when a woman remembers the small things, not the birthdays, not the anniversaries. Those are expected. I mean the small things, the thing he mentioned once in passing about his childhood, the food he doesn't like that she quietly avoids ordering, the way she asks about the thing he was worried about last week without him having to bring it up again. Emotionally mature people understand that love lives in the details. It lives in that moment when someone shows you that they were actually listening, that they held on to what you said, that you mattered enough to remember. This silent behavior says a lot about someone. When someone remembers the small things, they are telling you something without words. They are saying, "You occupy space in my mind. You are not just present in my life. You are present in my thoughts." The sixth gesture is the one that often gets overlooked in conversations about attraction, and yet it might be the most quietly powerful of all. It's when she expresses pride in him, not in a showy or performative way, but in those small, sincere moments when she tells him or tells others in front of him that she's proud of something he did. It doesn't have to be a grand achievement. It could be how he handled a difficult situation, how he was patient when he didn't have to be, how he kept going when things were hard. Men carry a weight that they rarely talk about, the weight of feeling like they need to be strong, capable, worthy. And when the right woman looks at him and without any ulterior motive tells him she's proud of who he is, something in him stands a little taller, not because he needed her approval, but because being genuinely admired by someone you love is one of the most affirming feelings in human experience. And the seventh gesture, the one that, in my experience, creates the deepest emotional bond of all. It's when she is soft with him when he is struggling. Not when things are good, not when he's strong and confident and easy to love, but in those moments when he's quiet and distant, when something is weighing on him that he doesn't have words for yet, when the weight of life is showing on his face and she doesn't push, doesn't pressure, doesn't demand that he explain himself or be different than he is. She just comes close, sits with him, maybe puts a hand on his back, and lets him know, without saying a single word, that whatever he's carrying, he doesn't have to carry it alone. That kind of softness is not weakness. It takes an enormous emotional strength to stay gentle with someone when the world keeps teaching us to be guarded. And a man who receives that softness from the woman he loves, he remembers it for the rest of his life. Here's what I want to leave you with today. Relationships don't fall apart because people stop loving each other. They fall apart because people stop showing it in the small ways, in the everyday moments, in the quiet gestures that never make it into the love songs but are the real fabric of a lasting bond. We are all, underneath all the noise and the defenses and the disappointment, looking for the same thing, to feel safe with someone, to feel chosen, to feel like we are not alone in this. Don't wait for the perfect moment to show someone what they mean to you. That moment is now. These small gestures, they cost you nothing and they change everything. If this spoke to something in you today, I'd be grateful if you'd take a second to like this video. It helps more people find this kind of content. And honestly, this world could use a little more real conversation about love. If you're new here, subscribe to Wise Heart Talks. We go deep on relationships, emotional health, and the things that truly matter in life. And drop a comment below. Tell me which of these gestures meant the most to you, or share something from your own experience. I read every single one. And sometimes just knowing someone else understands, that's enough to make the weight a little lighter. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other.